The Ballon d'Or is the most prestigious individual award in sports, given to the best player over a course of a season. Legends of the game, from Alfredo Di Stefano and Eusebio to Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, have all been awarded with this award in the past. However, after an era of Ballon d'Ors being dominated by Messi and Ronaldo, the next generation of stars has yet to have been awarded with one. Until 2024, where the Ballon d'Or is guaranteed to be awarded to someone who hasn't won it. And ultimately, I've narrowed it down to 4 players: Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, and Vinicius Jr. Kylian Mbappe makes a strong case for receiving the 2024 Ballon d'Or by scoring 44 goals and 10 assists in all competitions this season, playing both as a left winger and a number 9. He capped off his legendary PSG career by winning the league title and reaching the Coupe de France final, where he can win yet another major French trophy. Where Mbappe's case for Ballon d'Or seems to have taken a turn has been in the Champions League this season, where PSG reached the semi-final and were knocked out by an underrated Dortmund team, led by Mats Hummels, Nicolas Füllkrug, and Jadon Sancho. Mbappe was neutralized by this Dortmund team and showed weaknesses in his game that I don't think many people really knew about. You see, everyone, and myself included, had thought that Mbappe had this ability to make something out of nothing without needing the support of playmakers around him. This is a trait that very few players in history like Lionel Messi have. But Mbappe hasn't shown us yet in his career that he's able to be the man of the team and put them on his back and drag them through the game even when they're not performing well, like we've seen with many other greats in the past. Don't get me wrong, I still think Mbappe is the best player in the world. However, I don't think the gap is as big as we once thought it was. Luckily for Mbappe, the 2024 Ballon d'Or isn't only based on his performances at PSG, but for the French national team at Euro 2024. Mbappe has a chance as a part of one of the favorite nations to cement himself as a true contender for the Ballon d'Or by not only performing well, but he must win the Euro 2024. Without this trophy, Mbappe's best case scenario finish in the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion, is 3rd place, because without this I cannot put him ahead of the other 2 people that I'll be mentioning later in this video. Someone who I think is in a similar, albeit a tier below Mbappe, is Harry Kane, who has individually had a crazy season, putting up ridiculous numbers with 44 goals and 12 assists in all competitions, with 36 goals in the league alone. The problem with Harry Kane's Ballon d'Or case is that Bayern Munich went trophyless this season, even with Harry Kane performing to the levels that he has been throughout this season. A much worse Bayern Munich team still ended last year as champions of Germany, which has put a serious question on Harry Kane's impact on winning important games. Fortunately for Kane, England have their most talented national team in years, and he is the captain and talisman of that team. Winning the Euros with England whilst performing to an elite level may not even be enough in my opinion, due to the lack of trophies won with Bayern Munich in comparison to the other Ballon d'Or favorites. And even if England do win the Euro, I'm confident that the Ballon d'Or won't go to Harry Kane and that it'll go to Jude Bellingham, who has had an incredible debut season for Real Madrid. In his debut season for Real Madrid, Jude Bellingham has put up 23 goals and 12 assists in all competitions, playing mainly as a number 10 in Ancelotti's system. Jude Bellingham set the world on absolute fire with his goals in the first half of the season, where it seemed like he would be scoring almost every single game, especially in the 90th minute. I mean, in 2 Clásicos, he scored 3 goals, with 2 of them being 90th minute winners. And even when the goals started to come less frequently, it didn't stop him from putting in elite performances throughout the season. People seem to forget that Jude Bellingham's a midfielder and not a striker. All over the timeline, I see people saying Jude goes in games where he doesn't score. But his actual performances in-game are just as good when he is scoring. Similar to Kylian Mbappe and Harry Kane, the way Jude can cement himself as a clear Ballon d'Or winner is to win the Euros. This season, Jude Bellingham has played well beyond his years, as we forget that this guy is only 20 years old. Winners of the Ballon d'Or typically have some sort of story or narrative that adds to their season. Like Benzema winning in 2022, being called the clutchest player in all of Europe. Or when Lionel Messi capped off his 8th Ballon d'Or by fulfilling the one achievement that has eluded him throughout his entire career. Jude's story of being an Englishman who in his debut season at Real Madrid took Zidane's number 5 shirt and absolutely bossed the midfield, helping Real Madrid win the La Liga title and reach a Champions League final. If Real Madrid do win against Dortmund in the Champions League, it may help the man who I believe will actually win the Ballon d'Or, which is Vinicius Jr. Yes, Jude Bellingham has had a fantastic debut season for Real Madrid, but there is no doubt in my mind that the man of this Madrid team is Vinicius Jr. With 34 goals and assists in all competitions this season, Vinny Jr. has really taken responsibility of being the best player on this team. The most recent example of this is his performance against Bayern Munich in the semi-final second leg at the Bernabeu. Vinny Jr. absolutely dominated that game, making a player of Kimmich's quality look like child's play. Number one question mark in Vinny's game was always his finishing, which still isn't perfect or as clinical as I think it could be. However, he has developed more of a killer edge with his finishing since his earlier days in Madrid, where he was considered a flop by fans all over the world. With the La Liga title already wrapped up, Vinny Jr. has his sights set on the Champions League final yet again to almost guarantee the Ballon d'Or with the victory. However, unlike the others, Vinny Jr. is competing in the Copa America with Brazil, where they are considered heavy favorites alongside Messi's Argentina. With current and future teammates Rodrigo and Endrick, the three players will likely breeze through Costa Rica, Paraguay, and Colombia to top their group. If Brazil manage to bring the Copa America home, Vinny Jr. will most certainly be awarded with the most prestigious individual award in all of sports. So what do you guys think? Comment below who you think should win Ballon d'Or, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more football content.